Uh-oh. We got an employee here smoking some dope. Let me show it to you. Damn, he left. He was sure enough smoking some dope. I could smell it in the fucking air. And that was a fucking... Back in the days, there's this waitress who used to wait on me and my cousin. Yes, I admit this. We used to put, and she would come wait on us, and she would say, "How about if I let you boys eat for free and you just leave me a big tip?" She did that quite a few times to us. Well, one time, this one waitress was waiting on her family and her friends. It was a Saturday morning. They ordered a large pizza, 2 large pizzas and drinks. Well, what she did was they throw the carbon copy out. They take the carbon copy and write what they would be charged for and put it in the register, and they'd write what they actually wanted the customers to eat on the hard copy and put it on the make table. So she came out and she had only been charged for like a medium pizza, and the waitress said if it had been a lot busier, I could have gotten you an even lower bill. But as it's only Saturday morning, this is all I could do. You had embezzlement going on there. One of the managers, in fact, they had more than a manager and an assistant manager fired for taking money out of the cash register. They had more than that. Let's see. I'm just going to mention their first initial. T. He was fired for taking shitloads of money out of the register. I'm talking shitloads, hundreds of dollars. They didn't prosecute him because they couldn't fucking prove it. But when he was an employee, before he was assistant manager, he'd been fired for stealing beef and pork out of the cooler. And he even did it for quite some time. They finally caught his ass a year or so later. They didn't prosecute, and 4 years later he came back as an assistant manager, only to be fired for embezzlement. They had this manager who they switched over to the delivery unit, who they fired for embezzlement. They had one manager who quit, and he was overheard saying, "This place don't pay me enough," so he was stealing. They had a manager who was fired for embezzling, a manager for embezzling shitloads of cash, and he took a lot to take the test, and he failed, and he was too dumb, and he confessed to it, and it took him a long time to pay it back. But he didn't fucking realize, hey, just because you fail a lie detector test, that's not admissible in court. Just keep lying, and you don't have to pay him the fuck back unless they can absolutely prove you did it. But they've had big problems with that fucking store. Big problems. And from the people who work there who I know, there's still shit going on there. Nasty. But on a happier side at Pizza Hut, there are times, a long time ago of course, when the managers at the time and one of the assistant manager, were two really cool dudes. Well, one had been a stick about the rules when he first came, but he eventually mellowed out, and we all ended up liking him a lot. Anyways, sometimes he would bring his Street Fighter 2 video game and Nintendo system to the Pizza Hut. Oh shit, it's starting to rain. And set it up, and at the closing, we'd all play that. Street Fighter 2. The last night when he worked there, of course, one of the employees, all his family was in there at the closing with the boombox blaring music, and there was about 15 to 20 of them dancing. They had one guy, the 32-ounce cup, he kept pouring, he emptied a keg of beer, drinking out of a 32-ounce cup. He was going to drag out another keg, but the manager said, no, we can't do that. Couldn't make it too obvious. The manager and about 13 or 12 of the people in there who weren't even, some of them employees, some of them not, went outside the side door for a few minutes, came back in, and the smell of marijuana blew in with them. And then he joined me and the two others trying to beat the high score on the pinball game. So we had fun back then. I had fun back then, of course. And I better get home before the rain pisses all over my head. I'm getting scared. I'm getting struck by life position.
Smelly Shelly pushing runs. Smelly Shelly.
Uh-oh. We got an employee here smoking some dope. Let me show it to you. Damn, he left. He was sure enough smoking some dope. I could smell it in the fucking air. And that was a fucking